This live is especially dedicated to Sarah. Sarah, I wish we were there or she could come hang out with me because I'm also up at the crack of dawn. It's a funny thing that when you're at the younger age, younger mothering age, you are definitely not wanting to wake up at the crack of dawn with your kids. And then you get to my age and you're like, I'm up. I'm up at 5. But anyways, that's not going to help you. I love show and tell. That's one of my very favorite things. And because I still have an entire room of games and resources and things, I thought, oh, let's take an opportunity to actually show you a few things I have for the preschool years. And then I discovered I don't have anything. I don't have anything. So if anybody else is joining in and noticing the comment or the question that Sarah put in the comment section, she was sharing that she's a college student and has a preschooler who wakes up at the crack of dawn. She doesn't want to give him screens all morning long. And what else could he do? So I've got a bunch of ideas because I have a post all about how to engage toddlers and preschoolers. Very much depends on what your kiddo is into, of course, how busy they are. Of course, I wouldn't have been able to leave my oldest by herself in the morning because she was just into unsafe things. And yet my other kids, I could do that, but I've got a few things, and it's very dependent on whether you have even younger kids in the house, because some of these things probably aren't ideal for younger kids. But if you had, see, I have bananagrams. These are little letter tiles. And so if he likes building words or playing with letters, maybe that, or putting them up on the fridge as magnetic tiles, putting that together. I don't know if he's at the age where he likes to play games like Spot It, this kind of a game. It's a matching game. Of course, it's typically with other, playing with another person, but my youngest son has created all sorts of games that he plays without another sibling because he hasn't had a sibling all the time. If you can find any books called the Usborne books, I'm not sure if the specific one is a topic appropriate for your kid's age, but Usborne lift-a-flat books, if you just kept certain books in a basket in the morning where he knew that basket was specifically for the morning, then maybe he would be more motivated to hang out with those books or whatever activities you put into that basket. This is a sticker book. Does your kiddo like sticker books? Our second daughter did this in her preschool years. In fact, she used these before we officially knew we were homeschooling. And I'd already realized, wait, I've been doing this homeschooling thing for so long. Let's see what else I've come up with. Arts and craft supplies, if your kiddo is not going to draw all over the sofa like one of mine would have. Maybe markers or crayons or, different art baskets or different art activities that you could find at a dollar store and put it into that special basket. Does he like puzzles or building blocks or, wooden trains? Play-Doh. That's something that you can also put away and say this is just for this specific time of the day. Or something my kids really loved, and I don't know if these still exist. If anybody here, by the way, is with younger kids and has either preschoolers or early elementary year kids, just chime in, because I'm sure there are some really fundamental things that many kids have at this stage, and I'm unaware of it because it's been a while for me. But Wiki sticks was something that we used a lot. They're like waxy pieces of wire, although you never get to the wire unless someone chews it off. But there is a way to make letters out of those Wiki sticks, and they're very inexpensive. Sometimes you can find them at a dollar store. Of course, if you create sensory bins of some sort, if you had sand in a bin and then you encouraged him to play archaeological excavation where you actually put things or place things in a bin of sand and then have him dust it out or, dig for it, that might be something he's interested in if you are okay with a little bit of mess. And also, you could reserve certain quiet time activities in a basket with an alarm clock. Someone shared this with me a few years ago, way past the time I had little ones like you. But having an alarm clock where your child knows that's when you can wake mom, or you can go interrupt mom. So then they actually do give you that space, and they're practiced in honoring that boundary. Of course, if it was one of my kids, there was one kiddo that would have honored that at that age, and the others definitely wouldn't have. But everybody's different. I know everybody has different kids. You could be creating a sensory bottle that has just basic glitter and water, and you just, close it up, and he can play back and forth like the moving ocean waves back and forth. Or there's something called lacing cards, where you can either learn how to use numbers going from 1 to 10, or doing the alphabets. And it just, I don't have something right here. I think we gave it away or sold it in the last couple months. But you can actually take the string and tie it going from A to B to C to D. That was something that my youngest really loved to play with. Of course, there's tons of educational workbooks. You can find all sorts of things in a dollar store. Or maybe you want to encourage him to take care of a little plant, or some sort of tiny little plant, and know that it will not necessarily survive, but he could check it out every morning and see if it's doing okay, water it a little bit. That's not probably going to last very long though. Maybe bubbles in the bathtub. I might be just jumping into things that y'all are like, girlfriend, this is gonna make a big mess. and I'm at the stage where clearly I could be a grandparent now, because I'm like, that's okay, it'll be fun. Okay. So I guess I'll throw one more thing into this discussion point, and it is, if he has a little space where he can hang out, like he can make his own little tent in the living room, and then he knows that that's where his special basket is, and he can bring his, he can pour his own milk and cereal or something and bring it there. I don't know. You tell me, once again with the mess. But then he can go into his little tent, and then he knows that's where he's going to hang out and stay until the alarm goes off, or until mom comes and grabs him. If anybody else has any ideas to add, like maybe we need to send her a house cleaner if she's going to do all my ideas. But otherwise, if you have any other ideas, I'd love to hear what you would suggest to Sarah and how she can occupy her youngest kiddo in the mornings.